Hey everybody, it's Nouriel. Welcome back to my channel, this Irresistible, where we talk all about entrepreneurship, productivity, and lifestyle design. Today I wanted to give you guys something on imposter syndrome and how to deal with it and why that oh so common advice of just fake it till you make it is not such a good idea. Actually, a pretty bad one. It backfires. Okay, don't do it. So we're going to talk about all about why that is and what to do instead in the next video. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to queue up something that I recorded like 2 days ago on International Women's Day, and it was super spontaneous. I just pressed record, went, just kind of like one shot, uploaded it to LinkedIn of all places. Don't ask me why. And I'll cue that up for you shortly. But what I do want to mention is this topic can be applied obviously to a lot of areas in life, entrepreneurship specifically for this channel, but also career, which is what I used to deal in. And on that note, I wanted to tell you guys that I do have a video, a much older video that is a live stream that I did about this topic. It goes way more into detail and kind of breaks it down a little bit more slowly and step by step. And if you guys are interested in that video, I'm going to link it down below. Please understand that that video is actually more geared towards career, because those were the people that I was talking to at that time. It was in one of my career groups, my closed career groups. Okay, so that is going to be available to you as well. And I hope you enjoy this video and that you get something out of it that's going to help you break through that imposter syndrome and stop faking it, trying to make it, where you're actually exacerbating the problem, as you'll see, and making it worse. All right, so if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you prefer to get other stuff, you have other sorts of questions and things that you would like to hear about from me, then just leave a comment and let me know what it is that you want. All right. Okay, so without further ado, here's that video. Okay, so real impromptu here because I'm about to head out the door, and just to show you that this is like not staged in any way. This is what my house looks like on a Tuesday morning after the kids have left, laundry and everything. So I don't know if this is because of like the vibe of International Women's Day, or this is just something that I've been, for whatever reason, this is something that I have been thinking about this week. It's always there when I'm dealing with these type of things, kind of all the time. But this week in particular, I've been thinking about it more. And this morning, especially, I've had I just feel really called to share here with you guys, because this is stuff that I've been sharing with my clients. I've shared before in my private groups, but not really in public. So one of my goals for this year is to work on my visibility, and that's me doing it. So imposter syndrome and fake it till you make it. All right. So everybody knows, I think at this point, what imposter syndrome is, and everybody who's experienced it also knows that it doesn't feel too hot. It just does not feel good. It feels like the opposite of being in flow and being in your element, and just feeling like you belong, and like you're exactly in the right place at the right time. Like all the things that if you were to think about like your best day ever, whether professionally or not, I think a big chunk of that would be like, everything just clicked. I was in the right place at the right time, saying and doing the right things, or at least that's what it felt like to me. And imposter syndrome often feels kind of the opposite. It feels rigid. It feels kind of trapped in your own mind in a way. At least that's the way that I am, like, those are the words that I use to describe it. Maybe different people experience it a little bit differently. But whether you are applying for a job that feels like a little bit more than you can chew, or you're starting that new job that's like a jump or a leap, or you're starting a new business and you're having these like jitters about, can I really do this? or, you know, you landed a client and now you're like, oh my gosh, now I really do need to do this. The thing about imposter syndrome and the reason why, you know, fake it till you make it, in my opinion, in my experience, and from my perspective, is really like not only like not a good idea, but actually kind of detrimental, is exactly because of the problem with the definition of what does making it really mean. What does making it mean? Does making it mean that you got the job? Does making it mean that you delivered the project on time, on budget? Does making it mean you got a good review from your client? Like, what does making it mean? Because I feel like often when we're talking about faking it till you make it, when we're talking about that destination, right? That golden, you know, goal of the promised land of making it, we're actually still thinking about some external person or event or something coming over and giving us a stamp of approval, like, hey, you made it. Like, now you faked it long enough and you know what? You made it. Like, now that you've done this project on time, like you now we know that you can be a project manager and a good one. Or, you know, now that you've delivered this result for this client, now we know that you're good at, you know, whatever. And of course those things are true, right? Like, results are really powerful and they speak for themselves. But the problem is we're actually still basing our inherent abilities and worth on something happening, on something outside of us. And so the reason why this is more than a little bit problematic is often it's a moving target, because there's always going to be another level for you to break through. And as humans doing this to ourselves, we tend to be pretty forgetful about our recent accomplishments. So like if you find yourself saying, you know, once I get this job, like let's say you're applying for, I'm just thinking of like careers right now because I'm doing a lot of career consulting in my day job right now. So like so a lot of my clients are thinking like, once I get this job, right? Like once I get this job, then I'll know that I made it. But what actually happens is when like you get that job, very quickly you forget about that promise you made to yourself that you'll know that you made it. And and suddenly making it becomes the next level of, oh, well, now that I got the job, I need to see that I can keep it for 3 months, right? And then 3 months pass, and now I need to get a really good performance review at my 1 year or 6 month time period, or whatever it is. And it's the same for entrepreneurs, right? Like you could say to yourself, hey, like when I get some clients, I'll know that I've made it. And then you get the clients and you're like, oh, you forget that the clients were the thing that you told yourself you would know. You get the clients and then you feel like, oh, but now I need to get more clients, or now I need to have, you know, this amount in revenue, or now I need to get them to get clients at a different price point, or I need to think about like this much profit margin, or whatever it is. There's always going to be another level for you to feel like you need to break through in order to feel like you've made it. And so that's really the problem with faking it till you make it. Number one, like I don't believe in faking it. Like, what does that even mean? Like, why would you need to fake it? Wouldn't it be better to do, like, you know, invest the time and energy to do the work that counts on yourself, to actually embody the thing that you want to be? Whether that means, like, you know, maybe you do have some kind of knowledge or skills gap. That could be true. But I challenge you to think if that's really true, or are you just like certificate chasing, which is another like thing with moving targets. Oh, once I get this certificate, once I get that, once this institution puts a stamp of approval on me, then I'll be able to blah, blah, blah. Like, is that certificate really the thing that's keeping you from being able to do great work? Or is it you? Is it your own, you know, whatever's happening here in your head that's preventing you? So really, like, I feel that instead of going and faking it and until some moving target that I'm never going to reach, because it's always going to be like, as long as I don't fix the internal cause of my feeling like an imposter, until I solve that within myself, making it is never going to happen. Making it is always going to be a moving target. And that's why we see people in such like, senior positions, people with so many accomplishments, who still feel like imposters, who still feel like they don't belong because it's internal work. Do you understand? It's not about getting something external. It's like rarely about that. So I'm approaching some recording limit here. Obviously, I tend to talk a lot. So anyways, don't fake it, because then you're just being fake. Be authentically you and take care that the parts of you that you want to change, if there are any, change them. Do the work to be able to embody it, and then you will have made it already. Does that make sense? Let me know if that makes sense at all, and your thoughts on this topic. And happy and inspiring and enlightening International Women's Day. May we all go from strength to strength.